I'm John David Cole, owner of the Country Squire in Jackson, Mississippi, and we're one of the South's leading cigar and pipe retailers. We've been around since 1970. I fell into this. I was in seminary studying to be a therapist and was working here part-time, and the precious owner of this shop that founded it with her husband in 1970 hired me. And she passed away, and the family asked me to step in and manage the business for them, and then eventually I bought the business from the family. One of these professions you don't really grow up thinking you're going to do for a living, but it's fun. Retail's fun. We're a big part of our community, and so we've really invested in the people around here, and they've invested in us. Jackson supports locally owned businesses. That's so important. There's chains that move into town, and some of them are great, and that goes across the board: retail, restaurants. But folks like to support people that live in Jackson. They like to support people that live in central Mississippi and in our state. And that's a big part of our DNA. Here at the Squire, we invest in our community in a way that I think bigger stores don't have the opportunity to do. But because of our history, a lot of people have come in our store and, they've told stories about, watching Secretariat win the Triple Crown right here in our shop, or, meeting Jerry Clower in the Humidor back in the 80s or something. And you just can't make that stuff up, and so it's a part of our fabric, and I think it, makes our community tied more into us with every memory that comes through. Small markets like Jackson can be difficult because, there's all these places across the world that people can shop from and get online from, and purchase things online and things of that nature. And we do that too. We have a really robust online presence, and that helps us a lot. But locally, it's all about building relationship and community. And so we're really big on being a part of our customers' lives, knowing their name when they come in the door, connecting with them in fun ways. And we've had here in our shop, we've had Bible studies start. These guys have been in each other's weddings. They're folks that have been godfathers of each other's children and things of that nature. It's really, really special. And the Squire is kind of it's almost like this great little cocoon of that fosters community that just would not happen otherwise. These guys don't go to church together, they don't live in the same neighborhood, they work in different industries, but they have a passion for premium cigars and pipe tobacco, and they get to know each other here, and that's what makes it special. To me, the Magnolia Standard is excellence, it's quality, it's tradition, and it's something that separates little quaint Mississippi from the broader world. People come here because they're looking for something a little slower, a little different, something that has a little more interesting of a story. Faulkner said that to understand the world, you have to first understand a place like Mississippi. And I think there's a lot of wisdom to that, because Mississippi's beautiful, and in some ways it's also kind of broken, a little gnarly, and we lean into that some. We're not afraid of our story here at the Squire. We love who we are. We want to build a future that includes everybody, and is modern but also pays a lot of attention to who we are and where we came from, and that's really important to us. And so you marry that with integrity, really good customer service, and a feel that's authentic, something you're not trying to put on, but something that you really are from your heart. And that's served us well over the years. So to me, that's the Magnolia Standard. And, we try to push that every day. We think it's part of who we are as a business, part of our DNA.